Many times you have to go to work, you have to go to school, you have to see about your family and do a whole bunch of things. And you always complain that you don't have the time to do everything that you want to do. There is a forum coming up on April 26th and 27th, which will be able to help you have some work-life balance. And to chat with us about that is Professor Patricia Mohammed, who is Director of Graduate Studies and Research at the University of the West Indies. I would like to thank you for coming because I think this is an important topic, especially when you have your work-life balancing act and then you have people aging and then you talk about families and it's a whole big thing to talk about. And people can't seem to figure out how to do these things. And you're having a symposium on April 26th and 27th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. to assist people.
Yes, we are. Thank you for having us and having me, in fact, at the conference. The project this conference actually comes out of a 3-year project which was called Work-Life Balance and Aging. We are trying to look at the productivity of aging men of the workforce in relation to the aging population, because we were having a demographic expansion of the aging population, a shrinking fertility, and a diminishing workforce, and the pressures on the workforce. But we also live in a far more accelerated period, you know, where work itself, traffic issues, stress of many different kinds means that we are putting more pressure on a population. So the symposium or conference is actually called Connecting the Dots, Work-Life Balance and Aging. And therefore we are bringing together really a wide range of stakeholders, including medical doctors, social workers, people from the Ministry of National Security, professionals in social work, gender experts, you know, the whole gamut. And it is actually meant to be a very popular conference. It is not an academic exercise only, because the project was meant to engage with society. It was meant to, you know, involve people in not only talking about the issues, but to also come up with solutions and to find, well, I don't know if we can find the balance, but certainly together we can determine what are the recurrent issues and try and find solutions.
Yeah. And who are some of the people that, if members of the public want to interact with or speak with or hear from, who can they look forward to?
Well, we have, first of all, we have 2 keynote speakers. The 2 mornings, we actually have a medical doctor who is in charge of the Center for Aging at Mona, UWI, Jamaica. Her name is Denise Eldemeyer Shearer, a colleague, very good colleague of mine, and she's going to speak on Aging and the Art of Living, a Doctor's Prescription. And then the second morning, on Friday, we're going to have another keynote speaker, who is Mrs. Naila Prasad Pasaya, our CEO of National Insurance Board of Trinidad and Tobago. And she's going to talk about active aging and pensions. So we're dealing with a range of topics. One of the days actually takes us through issues of home care, care of duties, issues to do with work-life balance itself, and medical issues that emerge, healthcare and so on. The second day is actually seems to be more devoted to issues of pension, retirement, future of work, and we managed to get invited to be part of our speaking panel, people from the stock exchange, who will talk about, you know, options for people who want to invest, from the Chamber of Commerce, AmCham, then people from we have someone from we also have, we've been able to have the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association, Palliative Care Society, lecturers in psychiatry. We also had partnerships in this project with the ILO, the International Labour Organization, who have been doing a lot of work and dealing with the issues of the future of work. What is work going to be like? What are the options available to people, including the aging population? So, for instance, my colleague at the university, Mrs. Christine Sahadev, is going to talk on senior entrepreneurship. So I think the areas that we are going to speak about will actually be very valuable for listeners.
And I see one of the questions here is, what are the stresses of balancing work and life, and what can you do about it? And that is an important question that a lot of people don't have the answer to.
Well, as I say, I don't think any of us have the answer to it, as a pat answer. I think what it is really, we are raising consciousness about it. It is ironic, but we accept the currency of life now, that it is stressful, without understanding what burdens that places on our bodies. And we have to then understand how to pace that again, how to put measures in place to pace it. And I think once you begin to raise consciousness about an issue, then people begin to look at, well, their own lives. What do they do? So, for instance, one of the things we did when we were doing our research, for our research component, we had people keep journals of how they spend a day or a week. And it was amazing, apart from the fact that you don't even have time to keep the journal. It was amazing the amount you pack into a day. And how do you get time all in between that?
Yeah. So it's about balancing, that word balancing, everything that you do
people
is...
call it blend, work-life blend. I think I'm still married to the word balance, because I think one of our panels is called finding the equilibrium with ups and downs. And I think life really is about that. It is about, we know we're going to have traumatic experiences, etc. But we have to be able to balance it and to know how to deal with it, and we have to prepare for it. So, for instance, one of the things we haven't confronted, most of us don't confront in this society, is the real problem of aging. What happens to aged populations? Have we provided homes, care? Have we provided the medical attention that is required? Although we don't want to diminish the aging as only a population that require health care. But what are the other options available for them? We have the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Retired Persons, which is a really interesting organization. In fact, we are given one of our awards. There are 4 awards being given out, and one is to that association. But how are we actually creating quality lives for people for the extent of their lives, especially if we are living longer? I don't know if we've thought about those questions sufficiently in society. And one of the things we actually found out was there's a lot of loneliness among the aging, and these are people who've given their whole lives to a society. How do we assume that as soon as they're retired, we have no more time for them?
Yeah, you just drop them by the side and see where things are.
And it really is about understanding that for every human life lived deserves quality throughout. And I think we are attempting to understand that spectrum, that continuum of quality that it is required at different stages. What is the continuous learning we provide, for instance, at that age? I know there are some efforts to do that, but maybe we have to enhance those.
And people can be part of this forum, but there is a fee attached. Can you give us some information as it relates to that?
Well, let me deal with the first part first. We have invited, and we actually have a very good turnout already. I mean, we in fact have to almost begin to stop registration because we already have about 200 persons. But there is a small fee. We've made it very reasonable. Although we have a fee of $420 for professionals, we've made it very reasonable for people who are retired, students, and so on, for $200, which is $100 a day. And for that, you're provided with meals and refreshments and all the various bits that conferences carry. But the other provision we've made for having such a large audience is, in fact, the sessions are very short and they're meant to engage very quickly. But secondly, we have 2 open mic sessions which are being videotaped. We ask people to sign, consent forms for this. But we want people to speak to their issues as well. So this conference is by way of being a consultation as well. We see it as a consultation. We've done our research. We want to hear what people have said other than what we've heard already, and maybe put this together as a large report that emerges. And out of this, we're trying to actually see where this can go in terms of further research, as in research clusters, and I've been supported by the university for this. The Pro Vice Chancellor of Research at Mona has actually supported me to develop a research cluster further. And secondly, we want to see, for those who are involved in civil society, government, and so on, what are the policy issues that we have to look at? And for those who are involved in activism, again, civil society, what are the outreach areas that we should be engaged in? How do we engage the press with it, for instance, as I'm doing now with you?
So you want to create a report and do further research, but then what?
Well, this is why I'm saying that the conference doesn't have research as its end product. It is by definition a project that is intended to actually leave the university, except for its findings that will be processed. And we'd like to inform policy. For instance, we have a policy on aging, which was useful and is still applicable, but it may need to be revisited. What are our policies on housing and care for the elderly? What are our policies for the training of geriatric workers? What are our policies on medical attention and the areas of medical attention? We have a growing population with the expansion of age. We have new diseases, or diseases that may have always been there, but they're more dominant now, as for instance, Alzheimer's, dementia. How do we treat with populations like that? What is the research being done in it? Some people are already doing good research. Maybe that needs expansion. There are new needs now. And times have changed. Populations have changed. We live in a world where if you don't know to use a computer, and you don't have computer and technology skills, you can't book a ticket to travel. Is a particular population equipped to do that? Or many of them feel afraid because of those kinds of challenges of dealing with the modern world now.
And these policies will definitely go a long way in helping Trinidad and Tobago develop, because we hear people talk about this first world status and we have this third world mentality, and these policies should be able to help us.
Well, I would think that one of the ways first world becomes first world, quote unquote, is because they anticipate, they plan for the future. They don't wait until a problem is there and a crisis. And what this project has done is anticipated. Well, it is actually dealing with a problem that's already there, but it anticipates futures in the way in which we should be planning for it, understanding our demographics, understanding our needs of a working population, of an elderly population, of a youthful population as well, and beginning to put things in place. It would be difficult for me to say what exactly we can put in place. We have some ideas coming out of the project, and certainly one of them would be what kind of housing care do we provide for the elderly, which is not about shoving people into an old age home, but having circumstances where they still live very creative lives. And, that is one aspect that has emerged already.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Patricia Mohammed, for coming in and talking with us about Work-Life Balance Aging, Connecting the Dots. The symposium is to take place on April 26th and 27th, 2018, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Teaching and Learning Complex UE. Parking is available, and registration, as you said, is almost to capacity.
Well, it is obviously a very popular conference. There's a need for it. People have been calling, coming in. So, I think we're open to more people, so certainly.
Yes, and if people want more information, they can call 662-2002, extension 8528. And you might be able to be part of that conference as well. Again, thank you very much, Professor Patricia Mohammed, for joining us. This is Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago. We take a break and come back with more.